If you have followed this channel for any amount of time, you know I speak in principles, in philosophy, in the quiet wisdom of Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, and Seneca. I do not usually tell stories, but today is different, because sometimes the most powerful Stoic lesson is not a quote carved into stone. It is a life, a real, struggling, ordinary human life that chose discipline over comfort and was completely transformed by that single choice. By the end of this video, you will understand exactly why I brought this story to your screen, and I think it will stay with you for a long time. Before we begin, what time are you watching this right now? Drop it in the comments, and if this channel has ever added value to your life, subscribe and leave a like. It means more than you know. This is the story of a man nobody noticed. No one saw him. No one remembered his name. He worked in the dark while the world slept, and he slept while the world lived. He had no savings, no plan, no future, until one desperate morning when a single conversation on a cold bus changed the entire direction of his life. What he did with just 2 hours every morning will challenge everything you think you know about where change actually begins. In a busy industrial city where the streets never fully slept, there lived a 34-year-old man named Daniel. Daniel worked the night shift as a security guard at a large printing factory. 6 nights a week, he clocked in at 9 p.m. and walked out at 6 a.m., exhausted, smelling of factory dust and cold air. His salary barely covered rent, food, and a phone he could hardly afford to keep active. He lived in a small, damp basement apartment, cracked walls, a heater that gave up in winter, a second-hand mattress on the floor beside a table that held nothing but a phone charger and a half-empty bottle of water. His shoes had been repaired with tape twice. But Daniel's deepest problem was not poverty, it was invisibility. He felt like a ghost passing through a world that was fully alive without him. Every morning on his walk home, he passed coffee shops filling with early risers, office workers in pressed shirts stepping out of taxis, young people with laptops and somewhere to be, the world beginning its day with energy and direction, and Daniel ending his, heading home to sleep through all of it. He had tried to escape. He had applied for supervisor roles, admin positions, logistics coordinator. Every time, the same response: "We are looking for candidates with relevant qualifications. Thank you for your interest." He had finished secondary school and nothing more. Every door required a key he did not have. His younger sister called every Sunday before his shift. "Daniel, any progress? Have you found something better?" "I'm looking. Something will come soon." There was no plan behind those words, only guilt. The hollow sound of a man performing confidence while standing completely still. What tormented him most was this: he was not lazy. He worked harder than most people he knew. He stood 8 hours in cold corridors. He walked the factory perimeter 40 times a night, never missed a shift. He was disciplined, reliable, and completely stuck. Hard work was not the problem. The direction of that hard work was everything. Every morning when he fell into bed at 6:30 and slept until 3 p.m., he felt it, that quiet, creeping shame of a life moving backwards while the world moved forward. One thought followed him every night into that factory booth: there has to be more than this, but how do I find it? On a freezing Thursday morning in January, a message arrived from his sister as he was leaving work. "Dad is in the hospital, heart problems, come now." He did not wait. He ran to the nearest bus stop. 2.5 hours to his hometown. He spent the journey staring at dark fields passing outside the window, his chest tight with fear, and something worse, regret. When had he last visited? 4 months ago? 5? He had been so consumed by surviving that he had forgotten to be present for the people who actually mattered. His father was in a hospital bed when he arrived, pale, tubes in his arm, hands that looked smaller than Daniel remembered. His father opened his eyes and smiled weakly. "You came." "Of course I came." His voice was barely a whisper. "Daniel, I worked in that steel mill for 31 years. Do you know what I have to show for it?" Daniel said nothing. "Not enough. I gave my body to that place and it took everything. Do not do what I did, son. Do not spend your whole life working hard for someone else's dream and forget to build your own." Daniel sat beside him long after he fell back asleep. He looked at those weathered hands, hands that carried steel through pain and cold and decades, and he saw his own future in them if nothing changed. He stepped outside into the gray pre-dawn air. 5:10 a.m., the town was still. A bakery nearby was already lit up inside, someone already working, already preparing for the day ahead. And standing in that cold, quiet morning, something cracked open inside Daniel. Not grief, not sadness, determination. He whispered it to the empty street: "I will not waste this life. Whatever it takes, I will find a way." On the bus back to the city, Daniel sat near the window, too tired to sleep, too unsettled to think clearly. Across the aisle sat a well-dressed man in his late 50s, silver hair, clean shoes, a small notebook on his lap that he was writing in slowly and deliberately, completely calm, completely present. Daniel recognized him, Mr. Owusu, owner of a logistics company operating across 3 cities. He had seen the man's face once in a business newspaper left at the factory. What surprised Daniel was not the man, it was the time, 5:45 a.m. A man of that success on an early public bus, writing in a notebook, looking at peace. Daniel gathered what little courage he had left. "Excuse me, sir, can I ask why you take this early bus?" Mr. Owusu looked up without irritation. He studied Daniel's face, the tired eyes, the worn jacket, the look of someone searching for something they cannot name. "Because I wake up at 4:45 every morning," he said. "I use the first hours of the day to think, plan, and learn before the noise starts." "But you have earned the right to sleep longer." Mr. Owusu shook his head. "Sleep is not the reward for success. Purpose is, and purpose does not wait until midday." He paused. "You work nights?" "Security guard, just finished." "When do you sleep?" "Around 7 a.m. until 3 p.m. Mr. Owusu was quiet for a moment. Then he said something that hit Daniel like cold water. "So you are awake when the world is still, and asleep when the world is building. You were living in the gap where growth cannot find you." Daniel felt those words land somewhere deep. "Then what do I do? I need the night job. I need the money." "You do not have to quit your job to change your life. You have to change when you invest in yourself. When I had nothing 30 years ago, I adjusted my sleep. I slept from 6:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. 5 hours, not ideal, but enough. Then every day, the first 2 hours after I woke up, I spent building skills, knowledge, direction." He tapped his notebook. 2 hours a day changed everything." "Which 2 hours?" "The first 2 after you wake, whatever time that is. Make them sacred. Hour 1, you learn. You build one skill the market will pay for. Hour 2, you strengthen your body and your mind. You move, you read, you plan. No phone, no distractions, just you and your future." He handed Daniel a small card. "I hold a free mentorship session every second Saturday at my office, 7 a.m. sharp. Come this Saturday if you are serious. But understand, I have no patience for people who want change but refuse to be uncomfortable for it." The bus reached Daniel's stop. He looked at the card, then at Mr. Owusu. "I will be there." Mr. Owusu smiled, not warmly, not coldly, but honestly. "We will see." That Saturday, Daniel arrived at 6:59 a.m. Mr. Owusu stood at a whiteboard. No slides, no performance, just a man and a marker and a system he had lived. "I am not here to inspire you. Inspiration fades by Tuesday. I am giving you a system. Systems work even when you do not feel like it." He wrote on the board, "Hour 1, 5 a.m. to 6 a.m., skill building. One skill, something the market needs. Go deep, not wide. Free courses exist everywhere. YouTube, certification platforms, tutorials. You have no excuse. Learn." Hour 2, 6 a.m. to 7 a.m., body and mind. 30 minutes of movement. Walk, run, train. 30 minutes of reading. Your field, biographies, strategy. Feed the body, feed the mind. Both will be tested. Then he turned to the room. 3 rules, write them down. Rule 1, no negotiation with the alarm. You set it, you rise. Every day, including weekends. The moment you allow exceptions, you teach yourself that your future is optional. Rule 2, protect your sleep. You cannot cheat rest and build a future simultaneously. Sleep by 9:30 p.m. if you are on a day schedule. Sleep from 6:30 a.m. if you work nights. Wasted evenings are the enemy, not sleep itself. Rule 3, choose your one skill today before you leave this room, not tomorrow.
The person who says, "I will decide later," never decides. He looked at each person in the room. 90 days, come back and show me what you have built. If you did the work honestly, I will personally help open a door. If you made excuses, do not return. I help builders. Daniel wrote 3 words at the top of his page: 90 days, start tomorrow. On the bus home, he made his decision. Every company he had ever tried to join needed someone who could read data, spreadsheets, tracking, reporting. He would learn data analysis, Excel first, then business reporting. Free, in demand, starting the next morning.
The first week nearly broke him. His alarm went off at 11:30 a.m. His body refused. His mind produced an impressive list of reasons to stay horizontal. You only slept 5 hours. You worked all night. One day will not hurt. But each morning, one image cut through the noise. His father's hands in that hospital bed. Hands that had worked for 31 years and had nothing left to show. Daniel got up. He sat at his small table with his phone propped against a water bottle, watching free Excel tutorials on YouTube. His eyes burned. His mind wandered. He rewound the same clip 4 times. It felt pointless, but he did not stop. At 12:30, he went outside and walked for 30 minutes, then came back and read 3 pages of a free business ebook, then prepared for his night shift, then did it again the next day. Around day 20, something shifted. He woke up 2 minutes before his alarm. His body had accepted the new rhythm. The tutorials started making sense, not just steps to follow, but a logic he could understand and apply. He completed his first certificate. His morning walks became something he looked forward to. The quiet streets, the mental clarity that came from moving before the world got loud. The feeling, small but real, that while his old self would have been asleep, his new self was building. He began keeping one line in a journal each morning. What did I learn today? What will I apply? By the end of month 2, Daniel had completed 2 full courses, Excel data analysis and basic business reporting. He had lost weight, his mind was sharper, his posture had changed. His colleagues noticed. "Daniel, you look different. What changed?" "I am investing in myself 2 hours a day." They smiled. 2 hours of what? My future. In the final month, Daniel did something bold. He built a complete data tracking system for the factory's nightly operations, incidents, equipment status, patrol efficiency, and presented it quietly to his supervisor. The supervisor stared at the spreadsheet. "You made this?" "Yes, I've been learning data tools in my own time." "This is actually really useful, Daniel." Word moved quickly through the building. By day 87, the operations manager asked to meet. The meeting was brief. "We are creating a junior analyst role. Data reporting, production tracking, weekly summaries for management. Day shift. The salary is 2.5 times what you currently earn. Based on what your supervisor showed me, I think you were the right person. Are you interested?" Daniel looked at the man across the desk. 2.5 times. Day shift. He kept his voice very steady. "Yes, I am very interested." That evening, Daniel called Mr. Owusu. "I have something to report. I did not miss a single morning, 90 days, not one. And today, I was offered a day shift analyst role, more than double my current salary." Silence, then a slow exhale. "You did the work," Mr. Owusu said simply. "You gave me the system. The system is available to everyone. Most people hear it, go home, and do nothing. You are not most people." A pause. "Now hear me clearly. Do not stop the morning hours because you have succeeded. That is the mistake. People reach a new level and think they have arrived. There is no arriving. There is only continuing to build. What you have done in 90 days is not the destination. It is the foundation." Daniel wrote those words in his journal that night. Not the destination, the foundation. 12 months after that bus ride, Daniel's life was unrecognizable. He was the junior operations analyst at the same factory that once only knew him as the quiet guard with the flask of tea. Clean shirt, a desk with 2 monitors, weekly reports presented to department heads. He had moved his father into a flat in the city, closer to proper medical care, closer to him. His father's health had stabilized. He had a 1-bedroom apartment with heating that worked. But none of that was what mattered most.
What mattered most was who he had become. Every morning at 5 a.m., not because he had to, but because he chose to, Daniel sat at his desk and learned. Business intelligence tools, supply chain management, plans forming for a small consulting service on weekends. His colleagues asked, "Why do you still wake up so early? You've already made it." He always gave the same answer: "I have not made it. I am making it every single morning." Now, here is why I brought this story to a Stoic channel. Epictetus said, "Make the best use of what is in your power, and take the rest as it happens." Daniel had no degree, no connections, no savings, no powerful friends. He could not control the economy, the job market, or the circumstances he was born into, but he controlled one thing completely: what he did with the first 2 hours after he opened his eyes. That is pure Stoicism. Not the version people post on motivational pages, the real version, the hard version, the version that asks you every single morning what is within your control today, and then demands that you act on it without excuses. Marcus Aurelius didn't write his meditations because life was easy. He wrote them at dawn, before the demands of empire arrived, because he understood that the mind must be trained before the world is allowed to enter it. He was practicing exactly what Daniel discovered, that the first hours of the day belong to you, and what you do with them determines everything else. Most people hand those hours away, to sleep they didn't need, to screens that take without giving, to the comfortable lie that tomorrow will be different without today being different first. The Stoics called this the obstacle as the way. Daniel's poverty was real. His lack of qualifications was real, but both became the exact pressure that forged him. Without the factory walls closing in, he never meets Mr. Owusu. Without the hospital visit, he never finds the determination. Without the discipline of waking through exhaustion, he never builds the skill. The obstacle was not in the way, the obstacle was the way. So, here's what I'm asking of you. 3 things, simple, non-negotiable. Tonight, set your alarm for 5 a.m. Place your phone across the room. Standing up to silence it is the first act of discipline. That moment is where your day begins or dies. Before you sleep, decide the one skill you will build in hour 1. Not 2 skills, 1. Something the market values. Something that could change your financial position in 6 to 12 months. Commit to it for 90 days without switching. Protect your sleep. Go to bed at 9:30 p.m. You cannot win the morning if you surrender the evening. Cut what's wasting your nights, the scrolling, the endless television. Seneca said it plainly: it is not that we have little time, it is that we waste much of it. I am not promising you wealth in 90 days. I am promising you something the Stoics valued above all wealth: character. The kind built only through repeated voluntary difficulty, the kind that cannot be taken from you, the kind that makes every future obstacle smaller because you have already proven to yourself morning after morning that you can do hard things. Daniel had nothing except the willingness to arise. You have more than he had. You are here, you are aware, and this moment, right now, is within your control. What you do next is your answer. If this story moved something in you, leave a comment below. Tell me the one skill you will begin building tomorrow morning. I read every comment, and I will hold you to it. Share this with one person who keeps saying they want to change. Sometimes the right story at the right moment is all that is needed to begin. Subscribe to this channel. This is the first story I've shared here, and it will not be the last. Every week, wisdom that is old enough to be timeless and real enough to act on today. Remember what Daniel wrote on that first morning before he had any proof it would work. Not the destination, the foundation. Your foundation begins tomorrow at 5 a.m. The Stoics would say the rest is up to you, and it always was.